so it's like storming like crazy, and still don't have a microphone or any of the fun stuff for me to like remove it from the audio. So I hope we don't have to deal with any of that, because there's not much sun there as of right now, but there was just a really loud one. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I will be ranking the Are You Next performances. This video will also include my predictions. I'm going to talk about my rankings or what I think they should have placed in. And I'm going to see if my bias list has changed. If you didn't see it, it was in one of my Are You Next videos. So, let's get started. I hope I'm not the only one who would say that Dreams Come True is number 4. I haven't been watching enough shorts. So the Dreams Come True group was like the tiny group. All the minors. Okay, not all the minors in Are You Next, but all of them are minors. It includes Enna, she's like 12, Wonnie, Iris, and Soyeon. And I believe they're all either 2008 or 2007 minors. So let's talk about it. Did I like their performance? No. It is impressive of their stability and their dance skills, especially at their age, but I don't think that they're ready to be in a group because they just need more training, is what I would say. I wasn't a fan of their vocal tone, and yeah, it just wasn't that good. And this high notes, blah, 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 they're all just kids. And so it makes sense when a minor debuts and they're talented crazy. I feel like minors should only debut if they're crazy talented. If they're just average, then age them up a little bit. For example, let's see of Ive. I think I pronounced her name wrong, but she's talented, of course, but she's not very talented. But a very talented minor, I would say, is Kyunjin from NMIXX. She's like an ace and she's 15, you know? I feel like there should be exceptions for some minors to debut. Minors in K-pop isn't good, but if a company were to do it, at least makes sense, you know? These girls are too young, and so far what I'm seeing is that there's definitely better trainees. So, yeah. And I do agree with the ranking, and at the bottom, I really think Enna's gonna get eliminated soon because she's young and she doesn't bring enough to the table. She's pretty good for her age, but we do not need a Kids Bop in K-pop. This group kind of gave me Kids Bop vibes, to be honest. Do I agree with the ranking? Oh yeah, I just said that. Wonhee, I don't actually understand the hype because I didn't see it. Honestly, I don't really support any of them debuting, especially since they're so young. And once again, there are other girls that are more talented. So, moving on. This is my attitude. I was impressed with Yongseo, and I'm also really happy because I believe she's on my list. Let me see. Give me one sec to go find my list. Yongseo, yes, she's on my list. And if you didn't know, my list consists of trainees who have been in previous companies. So they've been a trainee before, and they are not like a minor. So, or I might have got that wrong about the minor, but at least they're older. Is what I mean. Yongseo impressed me, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. So the Tomboy group had Yongseo, Moa, and Mocha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right. And Moa was bottom, Mocha was middle, and Yongseo was number 1. So the rain's starting to kick in, but I really want to talk about this. So, like I was saying, I was really impressed with Yongseo. Her stage presence was killer. I absolutely loved it. She's talented. I mean, this group wasn't very... they kind of were stable, and honestly, I don't really expect them to be stable, though, because some K-pop groups weren't really stable at a time, and then they grew, and then they adjusted. For example, in Hyphen's live vocals were and to be honest, Are You Next live vocals are not bad. So yeah, it could be because the choreographies aren't that hard, but I don't know any dancing, so maybe the choreographies are hard and they're just really good. Or it's really hard to stay stable. Oh my gosh, the rain is loud. Yongseo definitely deserves to be number 1. Number 2, Mocha. Mocha did good too. Her stage presence was good. Honestly, their outfits definitely helped their stage presence. They looked amazing. And I do understand why Mocha was number 2. She wasn't as good as Yongseo, but she did do well. So I don't think she'll be eliminated. Lastly, Moa. I do have a lot to say about Moa. Moa was or is on my list. Yeah. Moa's on my list because she's been in, I think, 2 previous companies. I don't remember. Because, imagine training a lot and then trying to debut in a group and just never making it. I would hate that for her. But with this performance, I don't know how I feel about voting for her. Because she definitely tried too hard or overperformed. Because her facial expressions were too much for me. There's way too much. And sometimes it just didn't look right. Her "this is my attitude," I'm so sorry. But Moa being 3rd was definitely the right call. So, yeah. I don't have a lot of complaints about this because this one was average. It was good, normal, you know? Or, actually, I'll rephrase that in a sec. Anyways, the Dalla Dalla group consists of Hwaewon or Haewon, I'm going to say that, Jihyun, and Iroha. And Iroha ranked number 1, Hwaewon 2, and Jihyun 3. So let's talk about it. Let's start with Iroha. She's like an ace, and she's 15. I want to be that talented when I'm 15. She isn't on my list, but I might just have to add her. But I don't know if that's the right call because of her age. But she is really talented. She's really good at dancing. Her stage presence was killer. I did enjoy watching her. She looked amazing. And her vocals were my favorite out of the 3. I didn't really like Haewon's. And I don't really remember much of Jihyun, but Jihyun kind of faded in the background for me. So, yeah. I do want to vote for Iroha. I don't know, but she definitely does deserve to debut. They are all 3 good at dancing. I was impressed by seeing them dance. And Haewon and Jihyun did pretty good. I mean, they were stable. Of course, there's that one voice crack, but I mean, it could be worse. Like Tomboy's cover or Dreams Come True, but they were pretty good. You know, they were nice and stable. Their dance was good. It wasn't too bad, you know? I would say it's average, but at the same time, it's pretty normal for singers to not be stable when they're dancing at the same time. So, yeah. Jihyun is on my list, but I'm not sure she'll stay that way. I don't have anything against her. I just have noticed some other trainees impressing me more. Moving on. Oh my gosh. I'm actually so excited to talk about this one. And honestly, these girls should not have been ranked. They should all 3 of them should have been on the top spot. Too bad that they have to be ranked, though. If you didn't know, the Bad Boy group has 3: Chanel, Jonghyun, and Jiwoo. I apologize for my lack of ability to pronounce these names. So number 1 was Jonghyun, number 2 was Chanel, and 3 was Jiwoo, which actually sort of surprised me. So let's talk about it. I am being 100% honest with you. They could debut as a 3-member group, but also this would be a song that I would actually listen to. Not a song, but a cover. I would put this on my playlist and I would jam to it because I'm impressed and I like it. I like what I'm seeing with this small group. Their vocals were amazing. So let's start with Jonghyun. I was actually surprised that she got number 1. No offense to her because I kind of liked Jiwoo and Chanel a lot more. I didn't pay attention to Jonghyun as much, but she's also on my list, so I think she does deserve a shot at debuting. Her singing was amazing. I didn't really pay enough attention to her stage presence because I was too busy paying attention to Chanel. Let's talk about Chanel. I misjudged her. So when I first saw her introduction videos, like American girl who seems like a K-pop fan, so she decided to be a K-pop idol. I was like, ugh. I apologize, Chanel. That was so very wrong of me because you proved me very wrong. Put a little makeup and put her on a stage and she is killing it. Her vocals, her dancing, and her stage presence. Oh my gosh, I cannot get my eyes off of her. All three of these girls had, I would say, good chemistry. They work well together. They're harmonizing when it comes to singing. Oh, it was so good. I actually loved it so much. And Jiwoo did amazing. She looks gorgeous. I cannot believe that she was bottom. I feel like all three of them definitely deserve a shot at debuting and should all be at the top. Because it's like saying, like, putting them at the bottom is saying Jiwoo, Enna, and Moa are at the same level. Jiwoo is not at the same level as Enna. Definitely not. First of all, Jiwoo is the oldest, Enna's the youngest. I feel bad for Jiwoo. If they did her dirty, she needs to be higher. But that's just, like, my opinion. So, moving on. Honestly, I enjoyed making this video so much because talking about Are You Next made me feel smart. And I think I was fluent with my speaking, if that makes sense, because I kind of say like a lot and cuz and pause and blah. So I like it when I pre-type things and things sound, well, they have a good flow. And aside from being an amazing Are You Next video, I got to add Suhan Healy. I love him so much, okay? You don't understand. Anyways, I do want to give like a small ranking. My top 3, I would say. My top 3 is probably number 1, Aroha, 2, Chanel, and 3, Jiwoo. I would, if there was a 4, I would add Youngseo in the mix because, oh my gosh, I loved them. Their stage presence was killer. And I did forget to mention, but one reason why I do not like the Dream Come True performance is they had no stage presence. None at all. Or maybe they did, but it was really boring to me. It just didn't. But Youngseo, her stage presence in Tomboy was killer. The winks, the smiles, the hair playing. And then when it came to Aroha, she always had the right facial expression at the right time. Her body language, mwah. And Chanel and Jiwoo and all 3 of them just looked so elegant. Definitely a great cover. So I definitely talked a lot in this video, and it's probably really long, but I really hope that you watched this video and you enjoyed it, and please share it because it's Are You Next? I wanted to share my opinions with you. Anyways, once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'm sorry about the rain. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!